Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm here again. I am the Managing Director of Integrity Legal and I'm an American attorney. This video is briefly just going to discuss accounting. It's an overview. There will not be any specific information on how the rules of accounting actually operate with respect to businesses and individuals in Thailand. It's just basically sort of an explanation of some issues and things to watch out for. Accounting is a major issue in Thailand, especially since in a lot of ways Thailand is much more paper intensive with respect to its bookkeeping and accounting procedures when compared to basically any Western country. For various reasons, that use of paper is, I think, pretty much from a policy perspective has been deemed a positive, as the records are sort of always right there. They are currently upgrading certain things to make accounting and tax paying and revenue collection here easier and basically more digitized. I'm not going to get into great detail on that. Simply what this video is here to basically say is when one sets up a company in Thailand, it's very different than, say, the United States, where essentially you can set up something akin to an LLC. Depending on the type of company you're operating, you may have to keep monthly books, you may have to do certain periodic tax filings. But if it's just a one-man band sort of operation, oftentimes, once a year dealing with one's taxes is usually about the extent of it. Over here in Thailand, if one is setting up a company, that is not the case. Thailand has especially for foreigners doing business here, Thailand has many different tax filings that have to be done. Most have to be done on a monthly basis. You've got things like withholding tax, VAT, corporate income tax, personal income tax. For those companies that have a foreign national with a work permit on it, presumably that company is going to have the requisite 4 Thai employees who need to be working there in order for that company to be able to support a work permit. Those 4 Thai employees are going to have to be making contributions into the Social Security system because that documentation is going to be necessary to go ahead and get one's work permit. As a result, that's another filing that one is going to have to deal with every month. So again, just sort of an overview, nothing particularly specific in this video, but it just should be noted that those looking at doing business in Thailand and looking to set up a company in Thailand for whatever purpose should be aware that once a company is set up, especially a company where a foreign national is going to have a work permit on that company, there's going to have to be monthly filings of various taxes and government contributions. And as a result of that, you're going to need an accounting firm. We do have accounting. We have accountants in-house in our operation here, in our firm. That's not particularly the main thrust of what we do. We're primarily focused on legal services, but we just found over the years that it was rather necessary, and it's rather nice from a facilitation of an efficiency standpoint to have accountants and lawyers that are in-house, because on the one hand, the accountants need a great many of the accounting the lawyers need a great many of the accountants' filings on a yearly basis to go ahead and extend things like visas and work permits. And we've just found it's a much smoother situation when all of that is sort of under one roof. It's just a matter of members of the staff basically crossing from one end of the office to the other and basically saying, hey, do you have such and such for this particular company or for this particular case? It also should be noted that there are minimum salary requirements for foreign nationals who are working in Thailand with a work permit. Those minimum salary requirements are oftentimes based on nationality, and it should be noted that that minimum salary requirement generally is going to result in the requirement of paying of personal income taxes here in Thailand. So that's another thing to think of. Again, with clients that are doing things with us in a corporate capacity, we can assist with personal income tax issues. Again, I am not an accountant, I'm an attorney. I am licensed in the United States Tax Court, and I do handle issues with our clients having to do with the American tax system. But with respect to Thailand, we have registered accountants in-house, and we also send, the other thing to keep in mind is once a year, a company has to do an audited financial statement, balance sheet, these kinds of things, tax return. All of this, and a lot of this stuff has to be overseen by a CPA over here who's independent of any of the operations that pertain to the company on a daily basis. Basically, they want a neutral party going ahead and reviewing those issues. We can help facilitate that with independent CPAs here in the Bangkok metro area. But that being said, as far as sort of the month-to-month ongoing issues, we definitely can assist with that. Just bringing it up because this is something that I find that many foreigners first coming to Thailand don't really think of, because it really isn't in our paradigm to think of this, you know, a company, oh, you got to keep up all this filings and stuff on a monthly basis. But here in Thailand, it is a requirement, and failure to file certain tax documentation can result in some fairly stiff penalties. Not very frequently, but it can happen where criminal penalties could be attached to failure to file and failure to pay relevant taxes. So it's important to sort of keep up with this stuff, and those who are, again, looking at possibly setting up a business here should be aware of the ongoing obligations that doing business in Thailand will probably entail.